My beloved child. Listen closely, because the moment you pressed play, something shifted around you. A presence that has been waiting in silence finally stepped forward. A presence that has been watching you from a realm you cannot see, a presence that belongs to someone you once loved, someone whose face still appears in your dreams, someone whose voice you still hear in empty rooms when no one else is there. And tonight, they are reaching across the veil. They are calling your name with a trembling urgency, because something huge is waiting for you, and they need you to hear this before it disappears forever. Amen. This is not a message carried by the wind. This is not imagination. This is not memory. This is a crossing, a rare moment when a soul that once walked beside you gathers enough strength to break through the barrier between realms. And Archangel Michael is standing behind them, guiding them, protecting them, pushing their message toward you as fast as he can, because time is thinning. The energy around this message is fading. If you delay, if you hesitate, the warning meant for you may vanish before it reaches your heart, and what is about to unfold in your life will catch you unprepared. And my child, Michael refuses to let that happen. So breathe, be still, and listen. Amen. There is a reason your body felt something the moment you read the title. A chill. A pull. A spark. A tightening in your chest. Because the person who left this world without giving you closure, the one whose absence created an empty room inside you, the one you still whisper to on nights when sleep refuses to come, they have been trying to reach you. They have been trying to warn you about someone near you, someone whose intentions are not as pure as they pretend. They saw something from the other side, something you cannot see, something your heart has sensed but your mind keeps ignoring. And tonight, they have chosen this moment to speak so you can finally understand the truth before it's too late. Amen. My radiant soul. Michael is lifting the veil piece by piece, revealing details that were once hidden from you. He shows the person you loved standing in light, holding something close to their chest. It glows like a burning message. A message meant only for you. They whisper your name with such longing, such urgency, such fierce protection, you would feel it if you closed your eyes right now. They want you to know that someone around you has been pretending to smile, pretending to care, pretending to stand beside you. But behind their smile is a shadow, and your loved one doesn't want that shadow touching your destiny. Something huge is waiting for you, but if this warning is ignored, the blessing aligned to enter your life may get delayed. Amen. Your loved one has been watching moments you believed no one could see. The tears you wiped away in a dark room. The nights you sat alone, keeping secrets that hurt your own spirit. The conversations you replayed inside your mind, trying to understand where things went wrong. They watched everything. And every time someone spoke to you with hidden intentions, every time someone tried to drain your energy, every time someone tried to dim your light, your loved one stepped forward and whispered your name, but you couldn't hear them. Tonight, finally, the channel opened. Tonight, the message breaks through. Tonight, they reach your heart. Amen. They want to tell you something else, something you have been too strong to admit. You have been carrying too much alone. You have been pretending to be fine for far too long. You have been smiling while your spirit trembled inside you. And your loved one refuses to let you walk into the next chapter with these wounds unhealed. They want to pull you toward a blessing coated with divine timing. They want to clear your path so the wrong people cannot mislead you. They want your steps to be protected. And they want you to know that Michael stands beside them like a shield of fire, guiding their words straight into your soul. Amen. My chosen heart. Michael reveals a vision of your loved one extending their hand toward you. Not to haunt you. Not to frighten you. But to warn you of what lies ahead, and to help you rise into the life you are meant to live. They show you a doorway. Behind it is a massive shift, something life-changing, something that will finally bring peace to a part of you that has been breaking silently. Your loved one is telling you that a new beginning is ready to enter your life, but someone around you is draining your spiritual strength. You already know who it is. You've sensed it. The tension. The inconsistency. The strange behavior. The way you feel tired after talking to them. The way your intuition goes silent around them. That is the person your loved one is warning you about. Amen. Your loved one crossed dimensions to deliver this. They show Michael a symbol, 333, appearing again and again, glowing like a sign carved into the energy around you. 333 means protection. 333 means alignment. 333 means the veil is lifting. If you've been seeing this number lately, it wasn't coincidence. It wasn't chance. It was your loved one calling your attention. It was their way of telling you. Look deeper. Something isn't what it seems. Their voice is trembling with urgency, not fear, urgency. Because something huge is waiting for you, something that will change the direction of your life completely. Amen. The soul that once hugged you, laughed with you, guided you, loved you, they are still connected to you. Bonds like these do not break just because a heart stops beating. They become stronger, sharper, purer. They see everything now, even the things you hide from yourself. And they are begging you to listen. Because what is coming toward you will require clarity, strength, and the ability to release the person who has been blocking your path without you noticing. And Michael stands like a warrior behind them, protecting every word spoken, ensuring nothing interferes with this moment. Amen. My beloved child. The message grows heavier now. A truth your loved one has been trying to deliver for months. They whisper it through the veil. You are not alone. You were never alone. And you will not walk into your next season unprotected. They show a memory, one you haven't thought about for a long time. A moment when they held your hand, or smiled at you, or said something simple that meant far more than they realized. They want you to hold that memory close now, because it carries a clue. A pattern. A lesson. Something you didn't understand then, but you will understand tonight. Amen. They want you to trust your intuition again. You used to hear it clearly. You used to feel things before they happened. But someone around you made you doubt your own inner voice. Someone made you question your instincts. Someone made you silence the part of you that always knew the truth. And your loved one refuses to let that part of you stay buried any longer. They want you to rise. They want your spirit strong again. They want you to claim the blessing approaching you, because it is enormous, irreversible, and aligned by divine hands. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. They show a timeline, your timeline, splitting in two directions. One path leads to healing, abundance, and powerful breakthroughs. The other leads to delay, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. The person your loved one is warning you about stands on the second path. If you keep them too close, the path of blessing becomes harder to reach. If you detach, if you listen to this message, the way forward becomes clear, bright, and protected. Amen. Michael lifts his sword of light, not to strike, but to cut the energy cords that have been draining your spirit. He stands behind your loved one, guiding their presence to stay long enough to finish this warning. If you feel pressure on your chest, warmth on your skin, or a sudden emotion rising inside you right now, that is them. That is their spirit touching yours. That is their love crossing realms to reach you. Amen. Your loved one wants you to know one last thing before this part ends. They never left you. They never abandoned you. Every moment you thought you were walking alone, they were beside you in silence. Every pain you carried quietly, they felt it too. And now that they can finally speak through Michael's shield, they are saying the words they wished they could have said while alive. You are stronger than you think. You are safer than you realize. And you are about to enter a season you once prayed for. Amen. Hold this message close. The second part will uncover the identity of the person they're warning you about, and the blessing waiting on the other side of that revelation. Amen. My beloved child, the energy around your space tightened, like the air itself paused to listen. Your loved one stepped even closer, and Archangel Michael's light expanded behind them. Their message grows stronger now, deeper, heavier, more urgent, because this is the part they never got the chance to tell you while they were alive. The truth that went unspoken. The emotion they held onto quietly. The warning they tried to deliver through signs, dreams, sudden chills on your skin, but tonight, their voice finally breaks through fully. Something huge is waiting for you, and they cannot let you walk blindfolded into what's coming. Amen. Your loved one is showing you a timeline of your recent days. They show moments where you felt drained for no reason. Moments where you felt confusion without understanding why. Moments where your mood shifted suddenly, like energy pulled away from you. These moments were not random. They were not emotional swings. They were caused by the presence of someone whose vibration doesn't match your destiny any longer. That person is pulling you backward while your future is pulling you forward. That internal tension you've been feeling is the clash between your blessing and their energy. And your loved one is begging you to see the truth now. Amen. Michael reveals a memory. A recent one, where you felt uncomfortable around someone you thought you trusted. Their tone felt different. Their words felt off. Their energy felt strange. You brushed it away, because you didn't want to overthink it, but your intuition was right. That moment was your spirit waking up. That moment was your loved one whispering, "Pay attention." They don't want you to fear. They don't want you to doubt. They want you to wake up to the truth your heart already sensed. Amen. And my child, Before this message goes deeper, your loved one asks you to do one thing, not as a requirement, not as an option, but as a spiritual anchor. Type Amen if you feel their presence right now. Every Amen strengthens the message, keeps the connection open, and prevents their warning from fading. Amen. They also ask you gently to share this message to someone who needs protection. Comment if you feel the energy shifting, and save it so your spirit remembers. Because the veil is thin right now, and these actions help keep the channel open. This is not a social trigger, it is spiritual reinforcement. It solidifies the connection so their voice doesn't vanish before the warning is complete. Amen. My guiding light. Your loved one steps closer now. The energy around them glows brighter, filled with warmth that sinks into your chest like a memory resurfacing. They show you the day they left this world. The emptiness you felt. The tears that never fully stopped. The silence that grew around you. But they also show the promise they made silently on the other side. I will protect them. I will guide them. I will warn them when danger is near. This is the warning. This is the moment they promised. This is the truth arriving at the exact divine timing. Amen. The person they're warning you about is someone you allowed close because your heart is pure. You love deeply. You forgive quickly. You give chances even when it hurts you. But your loved one sees the unseen. They see intentions. They see shadows behind smiles. They see motives hidden in conversations. And they are telling you that someone has been speaking about you in a way they shouldn't have, sharing things they have no right to share, twisting details, carrying your name in rooms you never entered. Not to destroy your character, but to keep you emotionally dependent on them. Amen. Your loved one reveals that this person fears your growth. They fear your glow. They fear your rising strength. Because when you rise fully into your destiny, you will outgrow them. And they feel it. They know it. They sense that something huge is waiting for you, and they're afraid of being left behind. Instead of supporting you, they drain you. Instead of celebrating you, they compare. Instead of uplifting you, they weigh your spirit down. Amen. Michael shows a symbol again, 333. Glowing like burning gold. It appears beside your loved one as confirmation. This warning is not fear-based. It is protective. It is divine timing aligned with your transformation. You are entering a higher season, and not everyone around you is prepared for that shift. Some people feel threatened by your spiritual rise. Some feel insecure watching you heal. Some want you close only when you're hurting, because your strength reminds them of their own weakness. And your loved one refuses to let anyone hold you back. Amen. My chosen soul. Archangel Michael now steps forward, not to replace your loved one, but to reinforce their message with divine authority. He lifts his sword of light and points it toward a shadow standing behind you. Not a spirit. Not a dark force. A person. A living person whose intentions are masking themselves as care, whose words are masking themselves as support, whose presence is masking itself as loyalty. Michael is not calling them evil. He is calling them misaligned. Their energy no longer fits where your destiny is leading you. They cannot walk into the next chapter with you. Amen. Your loved one reveals that this person has recently been feeling uncomfortable around you, not because of anything you did, but because your spiritual energy is rising. You are stepping into alignment. Your vibration is increasing. Your intuition is sharpening. And people who operate from insecurity feel exposed around someone who is awakening. They don't understand it. They don't know why they feel uneasy. But your loved one understands. Michael understands. And now, you're meant to understand too. Amen. There is something else, something deeper, that your loved one wants to show you. A moment from your past when they tried to warn you about someone, but you didn't see the signs. They show the regret of not being able to guide you then. And the determination to ensure it never happens again. They will not let you repeat that cycle. They will not let your heart be drained by people who don't deserve your spirit. They will not let your blessing be delayed by misplaced loyalty. Amen. Your loved one now reveals a light, bright, pulsing, glowing, hovering above your future. This light is the blessing waiting for you. A breakthrough. A transformation. A shift so powerful that it will rewrite the course of your life. This blessing is protected, but it cannot enter your life fully while certain energies sit too close to your heart. That is why this warning matters. That is why this message crossed dimensions. That is why the veil opened. Because the blessing approaching you is too big, too divine, too sacred to be contaminated by someone who doesn't have pure intentions. Amen. Your loved one wants you to pause, breathe, feel their presence. They want you to know that the heaviness you've been feeling lately is not depression, it's transition. The loneliness was not abandonment, it was spiritual isolation so your intuition could sharpen. The emotional distance you felt from certain people was not failure, it was protection. They were being pulled away by divine force, not by your weakness. Amen. 29. Michael places his hand on your shoulder now. His presence is overwhelming, yet calming. He whispers through energy, not words. His message is this. You are entering a divine rise. Not everyone can rise with you. Your loved one stands beside him, repeating softly. You are protected. You are guided. And something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Before this part closes, your loved one asks once more, gently, lovingly. Type Amen to keep the veil open. Share this message so another soul can be protected. Comment to strengthen the connection. Not for attention. Not for numbers. But to anchor this spiritual channel so their warning can finish its journey. Amen. 31. Part 3 will reveal exactly what blessing is trying to enter your life, who this person truly is on a spiritual level, and how Michael plans to push you into your divine breakthrough. Amen. My beloved child. The moment you stepped into Part 3, the energy around you shifted again, deeper, heavier, more intense. Your loved one stands closer than ever, almost touching your spirit, almost whispering into your heart. Michael's wings spread wide behind them, creating a shield of brilliant light that blocks out every distraction, every negative vibration, every shadow that tried to cling to your path. They want you to hear this part with full clarity, because this is where the revelation begins. This is where the truth unfolds. This is where the blessing starts showing its shape. And something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Your loved one shows you a glowing thread stretching from your past into your future, like fate itself woven into light. This thread has knots, moments of pain, betrayal, heartbreak, disappointment, sudden loss, unexpected endings. But your loved one points to a knot you tied silently, the moment you promised yourself that you wouldn't break again, no matter what. They saw that moment. They felt the strength in you. They felt the pain behind it. Something you whispered into your pillow when no one else was listening. This blessing is the turning point of your destiny. But before it enters, the truth must be revealed. Amen. My cherished soul. Your loved one shows you the energy of the person they have been warning you about. Not their face. Not their identity. Their energy. Their vibration. It feels heavy, unstable, inconsistent. This person is someone who admires you on the surface but feels threatened by your spirit. They smile, but their heart competes with you. They support you publicly but feel insecure privately. They depend on your kindness while silently hoping you never rise above them. This is not an enemy. This is not a villain. This is a misaligned energy, someone whose vibration no longer matches the path you are destined to walk. Amen. 36. Your loved one whispers something powerful. They are attached to the old version of you. The version of you that doubted yourself. The version of you that dimmed your light. The version of you that apologized for being strong. The version of you that accepted less than you deserved. But that version is dying. A new version is awakening. Your rise is beginning. And misaligned energies cannot follow. Amen. Michael lifts his sword again, this time not toward the shadow, but toward the cord between you and this person. A spiritual connection that was once useful, once comforting, once supportive, but is now holding you back. Michael doesn't cut it yet, he waits. He waits for your heart to understand the truth fully. He waits for your spirit to be ready. He waits for your decision. Because the moment you accept this truth, the moment you release this energy, the blessing will break through instantly. Instantly. Amen. And my child, here comes the revelation your loved one has been trying to deliver since the beginning. The blessing waiting for you is not just an opportunity, it's a shift in identity. A rise into confidence. A rise into divine clarity. A rise into spiritual authority. A rise where your intuition becomes sharper than it has ever been. A rise where no one can lie to you again. A rise where your spirit takes control of your path. Amen. Your loved one shows you a vision. You standing in a brighter version of yourself. You walking with steady steps. You attracting better connections. You living without the weight of past pain. You smiling without pretending. You receiving blessings without fear. You trusting your intuition without conflict. This version of you is already born. You just haven't stepped into it yet. But this blessing will push you there. Amen. My rising light. Your loved one now reveals why this blessing has been delayed. Not because you weren't ready. Not because you weren't deserving. But because someone near you was draining the energy that your blessing needed to grow. Someone's presence made your spirit tired. Someone's words made your self-belief cloudy. Someone's behavior made your intuition confused. And now, the divine is removing them from the center of your path. Your loved one saw it. Michael saw it. Your spirit saw it. And now, you see it. Amen. Your loved one places their hand over your heart. You may feel warmth, heaviness, emotion, a sudden calm, or a strange sensation in your chest. That is not imagination. That is not coincidence. That is the thinning veil allowing their energy to touch yours. They want you to know that they are not warning you out of fear, they are guiding you out of love. Their love did not stop when their heartbeat did. It only became stronger, purer, sharper. Amen. They show you the symbol 333 again, this time larger, brighter, vibrating like a portal. 333 means your path is protected. Your transition is guided. Your steps are aligned. Your intuition is awakening. Your blessing is unlocking. You are being lifted. You are being elevated. You are being prepared. Amen. Your loved one asks you gently. Type Amen if you feel this awakening. Comment to keep the veil open. Share this message so another soul receives protection. This is not ritual. This is not superstition. This is energetic anchoring. It keeps the connection alive so their voice doesn't fade. Amen. My beloved child. Before this part closes, your loved one whispers one final truth into your spirit. You are not losing anyone. You are discovering who truly deserves to stay. Your heart is expanding. Your destiny is unfolding. Your blessing is arriving. Your intuition is awakening. And your spirit is rising into a version of yourself that no one expected, not even you. The next part will reveal exactly how this blessing will manifest, how Michael will cut the final cord, and how your loved one will guide your steps into this new season.